y'all know, I am Sabrina Walker Hernandez. I am the CEO and president of Supporting World Hope, a company I started after 25 years in the nonprofit industry. And I like to write blogs. And not only do I like to write blogs, but I like to do blog summaries via video because I know how busy you are as a nonprofit professional, and sometimes you don't have time to read those blogs. And so, what I've decided to do is to help you create a mobile university. I am going to encourage each of you to create a mobile university. A mobile university is something that you listen to in your car when you're going from point A to point B, or when you're folding your laundry, or when you're on your walk, anything like that. It's not to create any other additional stress on you. It simply is to make it available at your convenience. And so, with that, I will start this blog summary, and I'm so happy to say that it is again is focused on how to turn your board members into fundraisers. So, one of the biggest obstacles to board fundraising is the fear of the unknown. Many do not know how to fundraise and or understand the process. It's the job of the executive director, CEO, to educate the board. You can turn your board members into fundraisers by explaining to them how and why fundraising works. So, first, let's acknowledge that raising money is not always about the ask. There are many roles that board members can play when participating in fundraising. Door opener. Board members can participate in the fundraising process by opening the door to the eventual ask. They can tell prospects about the history of the organization and share their enthusiasm for the organization's mission to encourage giving. This provides your organization with instant credibility. Many nonprofits overlook the importance of leveraging their board members for donor referrals. Board members tend to be influential people who have achieved success in their career paths and are well connected to lucrative potential donors. Don't be afraid to ask your board members to reach out to their personal connection to start the cultivation process. If your board has trouble identifying their referrals, there's a tool that I have in my resource library called Sphere of Influence that you can do with them during a board meeting. So, what is a cultivation and what is a cultivator? It is true what they say that people give to people. Donors want to trust and like the individuals at the organizations they support. Cultivation is about building relationships before asking for money. They can connect the organization to cultivation by making personal contacts with prospective donors. Using the 5 by 5 cultivation plan, board members can touch 5 donors, each a minimum of 5 times in a year. Whether this is soliciting their advice, inviting them to an event, or on a tour, setting up a coffee, breakfast, or dinner chat, or simply making a phone call. This is an important process in fundraising that cannot be skipped. You can find the 5 by 5 donor engagement plan in my VIP resource library by visiting www.supportingworldhope.com. Now, asker. Board members can contribute to the fundraising efforts by accompanying staff members on face to face solicitation. The staff should schedule an ask meeting and let the prospective donor know in advance he or she will be receiving a visit from them and a board member who is very passionate about the organization and who will ask for a generous donation. Therefore, the board member should be passionate about the organization. So, again, Board members can attend the ask. That does not necessarily mean they will be the one asking for the gift. Sometimes it has to be the executive director, the CEO, who utters the phrase, "Will you consider a gift of $1,000 to my nonprofit organization?" The board is there to lend credibility. Here's a special note: those who attend must prepare and practice before the meeting. The board member should know the prospect's interests, giving history, and the appropriate amount to ask for. Don't ask for $5,000 if the prospect can give $5 million. Stewardship. An organization's fundraising responsibilities are not over once it has received a donation from a donor. The final stage of fundraising is stewardship, thanking the donor and maintaining a relationship that keeps the donor connected to the organization. Initially, board members can send donors a thank you card or they can make a thank you call. Also, board members should let the donor know the gift was appreciated and that it made a difference in the organization. Also, I'm not starting this live over again, and I bet you guys anything is probably my spouse, so we're going to ignore that. Sorry. They should keep major donors involved with the organization through invitations to special events or periodic updates from board members or senior staff members. By maintaining a relationship with previous donors, the organization increases its chance of receiving future gifts from these donors. So those are the ways that board members can participate in the fundraising process. I do want to say this for my visual people out there, that fundraising is a process. And I have a formula that I use. And so just to give you a visual so you can understand that the ask is the smallest part of fundraising. So 20% of fundraising is identifying and qualifying the donor. Then you go into cultivation. Cultivation is building the relationship. That is 60% of the fundraising process. So now you're at 80% and no one's asked for money, right? Once you build that relationship, then you go into the ask. And the ask is only 5% of the fundraising process. And then immediately after the ask, you go into stewardship, which is thanking them. And that again is 15%. And so that is the total fundraising process. So don't give up on your board members because of 5%. I cannot state that enough. The ask is only 5% of the fundraising process. So if you have a great door opener, a great cultivator, a great thanker, you can be the asker and they can go with you and be your sidekick on the ask. And that will inspire your board members to fundraise. I hope this helps you. That is my goal. If you have any questions of me as it relates to this blog summary, please write it in the comments and I will be more than happy to respond. Thank you.